Very good afternoon. Uh, in previous lecture, we have covered the topic related to the climate change. And before uh, we start uh, today's lecture right now, I will discuss some previous content related to the energy sources and weather forecast in the term of climate change. Why the climate change occurs? Those all things would be discussed today. I think ये सारी चीज़ें क्लियर हो गई थी. From this slide, you can see over here the climate overview. Climate classified largely in terms of temperature as well as precipitation. Precipitation ब्रैकेट में वर्सेस इवेपोरेशन. क्लाइमेट का मतलब ये है कि हमारे आसपास जो मौसम है उसकी मौसम में नमी है या मौसम में गर्मी है, वाटर मॉइस्चर कंटेंट मॉइस्चर क्वांटिटी वेदर ज़्यादा है या कम है, तो उस पर जो है हमारा वेदर डिपेंड करता है. देन इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द विंटर सीजन, then in winter season the temperature is comparatively very low. It means the temperature is going in downward direction and that the value is far from the highest peak value in summer time. If we talk about December month, then we know that in December month what happens, the temperature lowers its uh, minimum point of temperature, and for up to January the temperature decreases continuously. But what happens if you talk about today's scenario? Today's scenario is totally focused on the behalf of global warming, because some type of gases as CO2, NO2, etc. Uh, are the source of that thing, on the behalf of which the temperature increases again and again. So now from this diagram, climate overview, that is that's having a behalf of temperature as well as precipitation versus evaporation. What is the climate change? Already we have discussed in that type of system in which the climate change occurs. They definitely means we are talking about a significant shift in the mean state and even frequency of the atmosphere. Basically, if you define in another way as a climate change is a normal component of Earth's natural variability. तो क्लाइमेट चेंज क्या है? एक्चुअली में क्लाइमेट चेंज एक नॉर्मल कंपोनेंट है इसका, जो अर्थ की नेचुरल वेरिएबिलिटी है. Climate, try to understand what I am trying to say. Actually, if we will reach on that point where we are talking that what we are trying to uh, crave, what we are trying to crave. Actually, we are trying to crave that point, and that point is totally subjected towards a sentence in which we will talk about the climate. That the climate is a component of natural variability. What is the natural variability? You know, if you talk about the nature, definitely nature changes. Nature having a variable nature. Nature having a variable type of mood. It means natural phenomenon takes place time by time and it changes. And its changes is 100% obvious. So we can say that the climate is a component of natural variability. If If we will talk about the winter season, it means the temperature is comparatively low. If we talk about the summer season, it means the temperature is comparatively high. If we talk about the spring season, it means the temperature is on its moderate level. So, what we can say, the climate change is a normal component of the Earth's natural variability. I think most of the PPTs were shown in my previous lecture, but now those points I want to elaborate, and so we will go on the point number three. And the point number three for the climate change is here. Now you can see what is the climate change. The point number third says the climate change occurs on all time and space scales. Now proceeding forward. A plethora of evidences exist that indicate the climate of the Earth has changed. It means it signifies and it gives an evidence that the climate of the Earth has changed. How we can determine the past climate? It may be on the behalf of paleoclimatology. And what is the paleoclimatology? Actually, this term is related to signify a view, and that view is related to the study of the past climates. If you talk about if you talk about the past 100 to 200 years, then it was totally subjected towards the weather observations. How we can signify this term, that how we can determine the past climate means, for to determine the past climate, it must use, if we have to draw this line to understand the significance of the study of past climates. Then the second point says, for the study of past climate, that is, must use indirect climate measures or proxies to examine further into the past. Some proxies are readings 1,000+ years before present BP, trapped pollen, glacial ice cores, ocean sediment scores, geology 1 billion+ years BP. These terms were discussed. I want to repeat these slides. What the present slide is trying to say. See, climate changes affect mankind. From this diagram, you can see over here, uh, line going in a certain way in upward and downward direction, and this graph is plotted in between the temperature change. Temperature change is given in degree centigrade, and the x-axis is here for the year, and that is the year starts from 800 year to 2000. Yeah, it ends at 2000 year. Now, if we talk about the 800 year, then at the 800 year, now from this pictorial representation, you will see the value of temperature change. It approximately closes to the value of 0. If we proceed forward, and if we will talk about the 1000 year, then at the 1000 year, it reaches on its medieval climatic optimum, which means it reaches on its optimum value. This value is higher than the 0 degree centigrade. Now, if we proceed further and reaches on the 1200 year, then it is seen over here that the temperature changes in degree centigrade goes in upward direction, and it gets high value comparatively. Now, if we proceed forward from 1200 year to 1400 year, then you can see here temperature started to decrease, and this value reaches on its minimum value, and the temperature change reaches on the minus zero point 0.5. Now, from 1400 to 1600, this value increases, and I think this curve tries to touch the zero line, but it is more lower than these lines. Uh, If we proceed for the 1800 year, then this value start to increase. And after the 1800 year, if we talk about 2000 year, then definitely you can see over here, for the 2000 year, the temperature change increases with a very positive, with a very positive value of slope. Now you can see this value increases. It means temperature change increases as well as here is going in forward direction. I hope the climate changes affect mankind is very clear to you. If any kind of query is arising in your mind, then just put in the comment box. I will answer for all those questions, whatever is coming in your mind. The evidences of climate change. Definitely, we should talk about the evidence of climate change. If we are talking about the climate change, then there should be an evidence, and on the behalf of that thing, the climate change happens. It may be feasible. Now, the evidence of climate change from this pictorial representation. If the value for the year is given on the x-axis, and the temperature changes are given on the y-axis, and temperature change having a lower value, that is minus 0 or minus 0.6, and it lies on the x-axis, or you can see the this value lies on the origin, and its maximum value is over here, and that value is zero point 0.6, and this zero point 0.6 value is for the temperature change. It means this scales exist in between minus zero point 0.6 to plus zero point 0.6. Now, evidence of climate change having a pictorial representation, and in this pictorial representation you can see over here, the as well as the value of year increases, then the temperature changes varies, and it also increases. Surface temperature based on the meteorological observations. Now, the surface temperatures. If you talk about the 1850, then this value is, I think, approximately equal to minus zero point 0.4, and then this value is started to increase, and this value, I think, in between the 1850 to 1875, I think this is almost is equivalent to the value of 1860, and at that year the value of temperature change is more. Now it starts to decrease again, and then from 1875 this value will start to increase, and again this value will start to decrease, then again this value will start to increase. Now, from where this black straight line is plotted, uh, this from this point to this point, you can observe over here that the temperature changes increases. Okay, temperature changes increases always. I think downfall is over here, but after that duration, after 1975, this value always increases. This is a very serious subset. Why the temperature increases only? So we see over here, and the temperature increases, then decreases, 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 increases, decreases, increases, decreases, increases, decreases. Now again and again increases, decreases. It happens alternatively. But after 1975, what happens? What is happening over here? This value is increasing. always means the from this the region 0.6 degree centigrade warming past century. This value I think अभी तक 0.4 तक हो चुका है 0.4 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड 2000 में वैल्यू पहुंच चुकी है एंड behind this thing the global warming effect is one of the most important thing and that is very much responsible for to increase the temperature of the earth's surface. What is the causes of climate change? If we will talk about the causes of climate change, this is very this should be very clear to you all. The causes of climate change, and that is like I think the main thing is that is atmospheric composition. On the behalf of atmospheric composition, climate change occurs. What is the atmospheric composition? The atmospheric composition is that anything that changes the radiative properties of the atmosphere, that is volcanic aerosols, carbon dioxide. ऐसा कोई भी चीज़ जो कि रेडिएटिव प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर को चेंज करता हो. रेडिएटिव प्रॉपर्टी कौन कौन सी? वोल्केनिक एरोसोल्स, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, ये सारी I think these things were discussed in previous lecture. Now you can see over here from the sun the radiation which is on the earth, and this rays reflect back to the source. Some value is observed to the earth surface and those radiations who were observed by the earth surface, definitely that would be responsible to increase the temperature of our surface over here. Okay. Okay. I think this should be very clear to you all. Because of the some proportion of solar radiation is observed on the Earth's surface, and definitely due to the absorption of sunlight with the help of Earth's surface by the Earth's surface, and that those amount of the solar radiation which were absorbed by the Earth's surface, uh, that is only there to increase the temperature of the Earth's surface. And this is known as the global warming effect. The Earth's surface emits longer wavelength infrared radiation upward. Most of it is observed and re-emitted in all directions by greenhouse gas molecules and clouds. The effect of this is to warm the Earth's surface and lower the atmosphere. टेम्परेचर बढ़ते जा रहा है तो एटमॉस्फेयर में क्या हो रहा है? नीचे आ रहा है. If you talk about the global mean temperature, definitely present scenario says that global mean temperature are rising faster with the time. If the time increases day by day, then what happens? The difference of temperature also increases. Now, from this pictorial representation, you can see over here the x-axis having a value that is related to the year, and the year are given from the 1960, then 1880, then 1900, then finally it is given as 2000 year. It means all the data are thrown in this diagram in between 1860 to 2000. Now see, this dot represents annual mean, and black line represents linear trends. Blue line represents smoothed series. Yellow is representing 5 to 95% decadal error paths. Now from this diagram you can see the value of the annual mean or global mean temperature increases. Linear trends, I think you can see over here, this lines having a positive value of slope. Then this slopes increases, then this slopes increases more, and this slope increases more, comparatively more. क्योंकि इस अगर हम पीछे जाएं, यहाँ पे देखिए जो लाइन ट्रेंड्स है इसकी स्लोप की वैल्यू कम है। फिर क्या हुआ, 100 साल के बाद की बात की, ये वैल्यू जो स्लोप की बढ़ गई, मतलब रेट बढ़ रहा है। फिर क्या होगा, ग्रीन वाले का रेट और बढ़ेगा। फिर क्या हुआ भाई, इसकी रेट और बढ़ गई। इस तरीके से ग्लोबल मीन टेम्परेचर का इजाफा हो रहा है, बढ़ रहा है। Means from this pictorial representation you can see over here the global mean temperature are rising faster with the time. I think this should be very clear to you all, so we should proceed forward. Our changing climates, what is the bad effect in our world if the climate changes in such a way, the temperature increases as the time increases. I think you should know the Arctic Sea. If the Arctic Sea started to warm more and more day by day, then what happened? The temperature in Arctic Sea increases, and the ice start to melt. And then the ice is when the ice is started to melt, and definitely that will be converted into the form of liquid. And due to the liquid formation, the water disaster takes place, flood would be there. Now, I think ये सारी चीज़ें क्लियर हो गई थी. Now, if we talk about the our changing climates, because of the increment of CO2 concentration, the global warming effect increases. That's why the temperature on the surface increases. CO2 emissions के लिए सारे factors दिए हुए हैं, man-made, and here your pollution is allocated. CO2 concentration have varied naturally by a factor of 2 over the past few hundred years. Changing atmospheric composition, that is CO2. This diagram is plotted in degree of concentration parts per million as well as year. You can see over here a positive slope designed for this diagram. I think many things should be clear to you. Now, we will talk about the energy conservation. Before to explain the energy conservation, here some points are given for you, and that points is related to some questions. What is energy? Definitely, you know the definition. You know the actual meaning of energy. Energy may be defined as a capacity to perform any type of work, and it may be measured in the kilowatt, megawatt, at the large scale. If you talk about the things are at the small scale or medium scale, then the energy having the unit in terms of watt as well as kilowatt. Now, how we can decide the type of energy? That is the second point. There may have the two types of energy, conventional as well as non-conventional energy resources. Actually, type of energy, if you talk about the type of energy, then it may have the various type of energies like mechanical energy, thermal energy, chemical energy, etc. Now, what is the mechanical energy? If the energy takes place by the means of mechanically, means it would be came into the existence on the behalf of application of forces. And there may have there may have the two types. There are following two type of mechanical energy. First one is potential, as the another one is kinetic energy. What is the potential energy? Potential energy is that potential energy which is which came in existence when the product is in its state of rest. And if anything is moving, then that duration, the energy is known as kinetic energy. If we sum potential energy as well as kinetic energy, then definitely we will have a value that is mechanical energy. That's why we can say the mechanical energy is the summation of kinetic energy as well as potential energy, and it may be conserved. How it can its conservation conversation takes place. Conservation takes place. So potential energy would be conserved into the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy may be conserved into the potential energy. बस ये है कि दोनों का समीशन एक कांस्टेंट होता है, दैट इज नोन एज द मैकेनिकल एनर्जी. Why to conserve? The conservation process is very necessary to us. If you talk about a solar energy, can you use directly solar energy in your home to produce a potential difference? And that potential difference is used to function your home appliances. Definitely, home appliances as a refrigerator, AC, TV, cooler, etc. And definitely, those type of devices require some amount of electrical energy, and it means the conservation is also required. If the solar energy would be converted into the electricity, definitely we can use the electricity to function our home appliances. But if the conservation is not there, then definitely we cannot use that energy into the form of electricity. So conservation is very necessary. What can we do? We can use various type of devices that would be a replica of energy conservation. Energy conservation in India. If you talk about the energy conservation in India, and definitely the various type of solar power plants, nuclear power plants are over here to produce the electricity. Now all these things would be discussed by the following diagrams, following slides. Before to discuss the conservation, I would like to tell you about the batteries. What is the main working of battery? You know very well. बैटरी काम क्या होता है? केमिकल एनर्जी को कन्वर्ट करता है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. ठीक है, कहीं ना कहीं स्टोर करता है एनर्जी. You can see the negative electrode is placed over here and the positive electrode is placed over here. means here the negative potential, here the positive potential. And due to the potential difference, this bulb is blown. From the this negative side, the electrons will start to flow, and in opposite direction of flow of electron, the current will flow. And with this current, the power is generated, and through that power, the bulb is blown. The battery is over here. The compressed air energy storage, electricity, then air compression, air turbine, electric generator, electricity. Energy from solar or wind, and even electricity from thermal power plant during off-peak period may be utilized to compress air by compression, and same air may be utilized to produce electricity during peak hour. तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, ये कहता है कि एनर्जी सोलर या विंड से हमको मिलती है, और जबकि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी थर्मल पावर प्लांट से ड्यूरिंग ऑफ पीक पीरियड हमको मिलती है, जिसका यूटिलाइज करते हैं हम कंप्रेस्ड एयर, यूटिलाइज टू कंप्रेस एयर बाई कंप्रेशन, और क्या करते हैं कुछ एयर को भी यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं टू प्रोड्यूस द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. Compressed air energy storage is done in underground caverns and unbounded lines. It means we compress the air, and that compressed air further may be utilized. Means it stores an amount of energy. Here the regenerative fuel cell are given for you. What is a fuel cell? See, a fuel cell is an electrochemical cell. इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल, सबसे पहले सेल की बात करते हैं. सेल क्या करेगा? केमिकल एनर्जी को फर्दर इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करेगा. ऐसे कई सारे सेल जोड़ दोगे एक साथ में तो क्या हो जाएगा? बैटरी हो जाएगा. फिर इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल की बात हम कर रहे हैं. इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल क्या है? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स केमिकल एनर्जी से इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी मिलेगी. तो अ फ्यूल सेल इज एन इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल that converts a source of fuel from combustionable substances such as hydrogen, methane, propane, methanol into an electric current. So fuel cell क्या है? What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to learn, actually, uh, I want to uh, I want to give a platform where you can see the literally meaning of fuel cell. A fuel cell is an electrochemical cell that converts a source fuel from combustible substances such as hydrogen, methane, propane, as well as methanol. ठीक. थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स में अगर जनरेशन हो रहा है यहाँ पे, जैसे बायोमास थर्मल पावर प्लांट की हम बात करें, तो वहाँ पे कंबस्टिबल सब्सटेंस जैसे हाइड्रोजन, मीथेन, प्रोपेन, मिथनॉल है. तो उन सारों का यूज़ करके हम उसको किस में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं? इलेक्ट्रिक करंट में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. ठीक. सो फ्यूल सेल इज अ डिवाइस. एक बात ध्यान से सुनना भाई, यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन, मीथेन, प्रोपेन, मिथनॉल जो है वो कहाँ से हमको मिलता है? आफ्टर द कम्बशन. और वो क्या होता है? कम्बशनेबल सब्सटेंस होता है, और वो कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा इलेक्ट्रिकल करंट. नाउ a fuel cell is a device that generates electricity by a chemical reaction. Every fuel cell has two electrodes. First one is positive, that is known as uh, cathode, and another one is negative, that is known as एनोड वाला जो होता है वो पॉजिटिव होता है, कैथोड को हम नेगेटिव कहते हैं. ठीक. एनोड जो है पॉजिटिव होता है, कैथोड नेगेटिव होता है। ठीक, रिएक्शन दैट प्रोड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी टेक्स प्लेस एट द इलेक्ट्रोड्स। नाउ द थर्ड पॉइंट फॉर द regenerative fuel cell storage, this hydrogen is the basic fuel, but fuel cells also require oxygen. One great appeal of fuel cell is that they generate electricity with very little pollution. Much of the hydrogen and oxygen used in generating electricity ultimately combine to form a harmless byproduct, namely water. ठीक है, क्या कहना चाह रहा है भाई? अगर फ्यूल सेल का यूज़ करके हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट कर रहे हैं तो वो कम पॉल्यूशन जनरेट करती है रादर दैन जो हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन यूज़ करके हम जनरेट करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, और जो उसमें बाई प्रोडक्ट्स बनते हैं। ठीक, हाइड्रोजन फ्रॉम टैंक, हाइड्रोजन या टैंक से निकल रहा है, प्रोटॉन एक्सचेंज मेम्ब्रेन, फिर यहाँ से प्रोटॉन एक्सचेंज के थ्रू जा रहा है, कैटलिस्ट है, हाइड्रोजन से आता है इसको कैटलाइज करता है, और ये क्या होता है यहाँ से फिर इधर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स निकल जाते हैं, इसका फ्लो होने लगता है। फिर जैसे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स निकल रहे हैं इसका ये बल्ब जो है ये ब्लो करने लगता है। ठीक है, फिर यहाँ से एग्जॉस्ट निकलता है, हाइड्रोजन हुआ, हाइड्रोजन से फिर ये एग्जॉस्ट में क्या निकलना है आपको वाटर, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई कर रहे हैं। आई थिंक ये चीज़ें क्लियर हो गई। अब हम बात कर सकते हैं आगे की, हम बात कर सकते हैं व्हाट इज रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी। Renewable energy are those energy which can renew again and again, and that's having a nature that it can recycle, and it is available abundantly, but some drawback is also there because of the availability or the location feasibility। अगर लोकेशन सही नहीं है तो कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स वहाँ पे फेल कर जाते हैं, वेदर सही नहीं है तो वहाँ पे एनर्जी नहीं मिलना पाता है। ठीक ना, renewable energy can be generated continuously practically without the decay of source। ऐसा नहीं है कि हम रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी को जनरेट कर रहे हैं और उसका सोर्स अवेलेबल ना हो, उसके इंतज़ार में कई साल कई महीने लग जाए कि हम एनर्जी जनरेट ना कर पाए। रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी जो है इजीली अवेलेबल होती है बिना किसी डीके के, बिना किसी सोर्स के डीके के। कौन कौन सी एनर्जी होती है इसमें रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में? फर्स्ट इज सोलर एनर्जी। व्हाट इज द सोलर एनर्जी? And that energy which is released from the sun in the form of solar radiation. And if we talk about the energy basis for the solar energy, then it is termed in the form of photon. And another one is that is wind. Wind, you know that due to the pressure difference, some molecules are going from here to there. And that principle the wind turbine works. And wind energy is also belonging to the renewable energy source. Geothermal energy, hydro power energy. Geothermal energy belong to this category. Okay, I think this thing is very clear to you. If any type of query arises in your mind, then just put in the comment box. We will answer for those questions. Okay. Now, see these slides. These slides shows a triangle, and triangle divides in three segments, having a color for those segments. First is a blue color, second is a green color, and then orange color. Green color represents non-renewable energy resources. Sorry, blue color represents non-energy renewable sources or conventional energy resources. Second segment is of green color that represents the non-renewable energy. That is energy that comes from the ground and is not replaced in the relatively short amount of time. Example given: energy generated from combustion of fossil fuels, coal, gas. Now from this diagram we can see perfect image of non-renewable energy resources. Firstly, what is the non-renewable energy resource? This is the conventional energy resources. These energies are available in abundant quantity, but they are limited stock. They are in abundant. We can't say abundant. Uh, these energy sources are uh, very definite. Are in a very definite amount. Non-renewable energy is that energy that comes from the ground and is not replaced in a relatively short amount of time. बहुत कम समय में इसका कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट हम ढूंढ नहीं सकते हैं क्योंकि वो डेफिनेट है, लिमिटेड है। अगर इसके यूज़ को लगाम नहीं लगाएगा तो कल को हमारी डिमांड पर कर सकती है। ठीक। If we talk about the example for the non-renewable energy resources, uh, example for the non-renewable energy resources, as we will talk about the coal, gas, fossil fuels. You know that in India and China, the most thermal power plants are subjected over there and here, uh, and those power plants having a basis points of fuel that is related to the coal. If the coal supplies is not okay, then power cannot be generated. What is energy? What is energy? From this diagram, you can see over here. The man is sleeping. It means the energy level is not okay, and due to the state of rest, the energy is not utilizing. And at this state, there is no energy. But energy inbuilt in that. अगर ये जग गया तो इसकी एनर्जी पता चलेगी. But if it is man is capable to perform work, then definitely he is having an amount of energy. Here you can see this blade is rotating. Blade is rotating, and this car having a battery inside that. That battery is charging with the help of this stuff. This energy, this wind energy will be converted to electricity, and with the help of electricity, the charge within the car is charging, means it receives the energy. In that condition, the energy is on the state of rest. No energy is there. Some points are given for the explanation of energy. Energy lights cities, powers our vehicles, and runs machinery in factories, which warms and cools our homes, cooks our food, plays our music, and gives us pictures on television. एनर्जी का क्या क्या काम है भाई, देख सकते हो आप। एनर्जी हमारी सिटी को जगमग कर रही है, लाइट दे रही है। पावर हमारे व्हीकल्स को एनर्जी क्या कर रही है, पावर दे रही है, व्हीकल चल रही है। मशीनरी, व्हाट इज द मशीनरी? स्टडी ऑफ मशीन्स। जितनी भी मशीनरी की बात करें, अगर रन कर रहे हैं फैक्ट्री में, तो वो एनर्जी है जिससे मशीन रन कर रहा है। ये एनवायरनमेंट को गर्म कर रही है, एनवायरनमेंट को ठंडा कर रही है। हमारे घर में टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा चाहिए तो ज़्यादा करते, टेम्परेचर कम चाहिए तो कम करते। खाने को पकाने में, हमारे खाने को पकाने में, म्यूज़िक को बजाने में, और जो टेलीविज़न में पिक्चर्स आती है उसको दिखाने में किसकी ज़रूरत है? एनर्जी। एनर्जी का बहुत बड़ा रोल है। एनर्जी इज डिफाइंड एज द एबिलिटी और द कैपेसिटी टू डू वर्क। Now here you can see various type of supply for various type of sources for the energy are over here. This is geothermal energy, wind energy, solar energy, energy having biomass energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, hydropower energy. Now C, energy, the fuel of life, natural gas, nuclear, fossil fuels, coals. Natural gas and nuclear. Means this segment is related to the renewable energy resources, and this is related to the non-renewable energy resources. Why to conserve it? So I think this is very clear to you. So we think that अगर कोई पूछे कि एनर्जी को कंजर्व क्यों करना है, बता सकते हो? Why we were talking about the conservation of energy? Conserving energy, go green. Why? No, see. There are some points. We have limited resources available on the earth. First point is very clear to you. हमको पता है कि लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं हमारे अर्थ में, लेकिन हमारी डिमांड क्या हो रही है, दिन पर दिन बढ़ती जा रही है. Then it's possible that someday most of the non-renewable energy resources will be exhausted and we will have to switch over to alternate energy. तो जब हमारे रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं, डिमांड समय के साथ बढ़ रही है, तो क्या ऐसा संभव है कि हम भाई वो नॉन रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज को स्विच करके कोई अल्टरनेटिव एनर्जी को चूज करें? यस, दिस इज पॉसिबल. दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट द कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी and we will talk about the renewable energy resources. And if we talk about the solar energy, then definitely we will talk about the conservation of solar energy into the electricity, and that means the solar energy it started to convert into the electricity, and how the solar energy takes place in the form of its new form, that is electricity. Definitely there may have a concept of semiconductor physics. I think this should be very clear to you. Now, we save our money when we save energy. हम पैसा बचाएंगे कब? जब हम एनर्जी को सेव करेंगे. सो वी थिंक अबाउट टू सेव द एनर्जी. वी रिड्यूस पॉल्यूशन व्हेन वी सेव एनर्जी. जब एनर्जी को हम बचाएंगे तो पॉल्यूशन को कम करेंगे. हियर यू कैन सी ओवर हियर various persons are cycling, and this vehicles is pollution free. We save our energy when we save energy. What we can do? What we can do? I think this is very clear to me that we have to think about the recycle process. What is the recycling? Recycling is that process in which we will talk about the compositing waste materials into the new products to prevent waste of potentially useful materials. Turn off all electronic devices that are not in use. Not only turn them off, but try to remember to unplug them. You will be surprised how much you will save with this simple step. Third, replace old light bulbs with energy saving fluorescent bulbs. They may cost more but will save you much more in long run. ठीक. पहला पॉइंट क्या है, हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, एनर्जी सेव कैसे कर सकते हैं। पहला है रिसाइकिल। अगर हम चीज़ों को रिसाइकिल करके एनर्जी जनरेट करना शुरू कर दें तो एनर्जी जनरेशन बहुत ज़्यादा होगी। कॉन्क्रीट वेस्ट मटेरियल्स इनटू द न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स टू प्रिवेंट वेस्ट ऑफ पोटेंशियली यूजफुल मटेरियल्स। जो यूजफुल मटेरियल्स वेस्ट हो रहे थे उनको क्या करेंगे, ये रिसाइकिल करेंगे, रिसाइकिल करके फिर एनर्जी जनरेशन का काम कर सकते हैं। दैट इज़ वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर द सेविंग एनर्जी एंड आल्सो सेविंग मनी। सेकेंड, घर पे जो चीज़ों की ज़रूरत नहीं है, जैसे जो स्विच ऑन होने चाहिए वो ऑन रहे, जो चीज़ स्विच ऑफ होनी चाहिए वो ऑफ रहे। तो इस तरीके से अगर ये चीज़ें अननेसेसरी हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे तो लॉन्ग टर्म में हम बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी सेव कर सकते हैं। थर्ड, जो पुराने बल्ब हैं उनको हटा के एक महंगा बल्ब ही सही लेकिन एलईडी बल्ब का अगर यूज़ करें तो वो लॉन्ग टर्म में उस 90 रुपये का बल्ब जो है वो हमारा 900 रुपये की बिजली बचत कर लेगा। ठीक। दिस डायग्राम is related to the energy pyramid. Pyramid top portion is renewable energy that's having a color that's having a green color. Then second pyramid is given for the energy efficiency. After the energy efficiency, the bottom portion of the pyramid is energy conservation. Renewable energy sources are those energy which can be renewed again and again. Energy efficiency, definitely we will talk about the efficient result of energy generation. Energy conservation, because the energy is in it's a limited stock, so we will have to talk about the energy conservation. Now, at home, at public, we should not keep light unnecessarily switched on. घर पे क्या करना चाहिए, हमें जो है कोई भी लाइट अननेसेसरी ऑन नहीं रखनी चाहिए। Reduce the energy your appliances consume by analyzing star ratings. Improve your water heating efficiency to reduce burning. Public place पे switch the fans and lights in the places like bus terminal and railway stations when not necessary. Switch off the street lights. Big hoardings lighten up for the whole evening, nights and other wastage of power. How will it help? ये कैसे हेल्प करेगा, देखते हैं। So let's take an simple example. Suppose electricity available है 4 रुपये पर यूनिट के लिए, 100 वाट बल्ब यूज़ करते हो 8 घंटे में। Then if you replace a 100 watt bulb with 22 watt CFL, the amount the annual saving amount would be, that's a calculation for you. The power saved is 100 watt minus 1 watt, that is 70 watt. 22 watt, sorry, 70 watt। 70 वाट का यहाँ पे बचत कर सकते हैं। यू कैन सी एनर्जी कितना यूज कितना बच रहा है। नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट द एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन ऑफ इंडिया। लगभग 70% इंडिया की एनर्जी जनरेशन कैपेसिटी जो है फॉसल फ्यूल्स और कोल से रिलेटेड होती है। फॉसल फ्यूल से रिलेटेड होती है, और विद कोल अकाउंटिंग फॉर 40% ऑफ इंडियाज टोटल consumption, followed by the crude oil and natural gases at 24%, 6% respectively. India is largely dependent on fossil fuels imports to meet its energy demand. 2030 तक India's dependence on energy imports is expected to exceed 53% of the country's total energy consumption. 2009-10 में जो कंट्री में इंपोर्ट किया था 159.26 मिलियन टन ऑफ क्रूड आयल, which is amount to the 80% of domestic crude oil consumption. Okay, I think these things should be clear to you, and I hope कि कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। यहाँ पे हमने क्या चीज़ देखा, यहाँ पे एक चीज़ हमें क्लियर कट चीज़ें समझ लेनी चाहिए। ये वाला स्लाइड्स बहुत कुछ कहता है। If we will think about the saving our energy, then we can save our money. We can You think money about the money? Definitely, money is everything in today's life. Okay, so we should go for an alternative. This slide is related to the definition of energy. This pyramid is related for the explanation of non-renewable energy sources. This is those topics which would be explained in my upcoming lectures. I think if you talk about solar energy is a topic related to the unit 3. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt is arising in your mind? Just put the comment box. Okay, thank you.